Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to This Is Your Sign. This is your Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, your career and finance reading for the month of November 2021. So welcome. If you've already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified every time I do a video when you go into subscriptions, which is every Saturday. If there are 4 Saturdays in a month, I do it every Saturday. If there's 5 Saturdays in the month, I take the 4th Saturday off. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, let's get into your November 2021 reading. I shuffled the cards and I meditated over them before I started your reading, and they came out. And the first one was Deep Knowing, and it's upside down. The next one is To the Sea, and the last one is Not for You. So what this tells me is that, you know, deep knowing is all about trusting your intuition, and you weren't able to trust it or follow it. And I don't know why. You had a deep knowing about something, but I think you were second guessing yourself, or you weren't able to follow it. Like, you knew, but you weren't able to follow it. And now you're just going with the flow. So you had a feeling that something wasn't right for you. And then when the whole To the Sea is a person just going with the flow. But I'm telling you, you don't just go with the flow. You go with the flow because you have no place else to go. You're like, fine, fuck it, I'll do it. And a lot of times it's just like a surrender almost, but it doesn't matter how you got there. It's okay. But what you're finding out is this is still not for you. And rejection is God's protection. So a lot of times, I'm going to give you an example. Like, just say there was a job that you really didn't want, but you went on the interview and they denied you. And you're like, you're devastated that they denied you even though you didn't want it. But one of the reasons is it's nice to be the person who is the rejector as opposed to the rejectee. And a lot of times when you are rejected, rejection is God's protection. It's because there is something better out there waiting for you. You really know that, but being able to trust that, to go with that and follow that, it sounds so easy. Oh, I'll just do that. It is not that easy. Usually we have to be rejected so bad in order to find our other direction. So I'm just going to let you know that you know this already, and maybe even though you've known it, you haven't been able to follow it. So from what this is telling me is the job and the career that you're in, even though you're going with it, it's really not for you. And deep down, you do know that. Maybe you're not sure with what direction to go in, but we're going to get deeper into this reading and find out like what direction you're supposed to be going in. And so a lot of times what happens is you start off with a career. Well, you start off with jobs. You have your jobs, you know, when you're a teenager, early 20s, and then you end up with a career. And then you find your vocation. And your vocation is your soul's purpose. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. And this is pretty deep. And it's a question that you might not be able to answer right away. You might be able to, but you might not. It could take you 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year, 6 months, multiples of years. So if you are ready for this, I will let you know. The question is, what did you want or wished was available to you or for you, and either A, didn't exist, or B, doesn't exist? And that is your job to create it. So whatever you wanted or wished there was for you that didn't exist, that you needed or wanted, and you know what, I'm not going to say that didn't exist, because sometimes it already exists, but it doesn't exist in the way that you would give it its perception, its meaning. So like, it could be, just say you were a baseball player and you wish there was somebody to tell you about baseball. And then you're like, oh, there's lots of podcasts about baseball. I don't need to tell people about baseball. But really, nobody can tell baseball in the way that you could tell baseball because they're not you. So what this next area is saying is creative expression. God's divine creativity is expressed through your actions. So you guys, I know, being an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, that you guys have operated out of your head and have not felt safe enough to operate out of your heart. Like you're in this world with everybody else and you're like, I gotta work, I gotta make money, I gotta do this. Your information people, your book readers, you know, it's gotta exist in a book. I'm not really that creative. Bullshit. You guys are a lot more creative than you think. Maybe you haven't allowed yourself to tap into your creativity because of you feel like you don't, I ain't got time for that shit, or I'm just not. But what were the things, I'm going to give you some other questions. What were the things that you used to enjoy when you were younger, when you were little? What was fun for you? What could you do? Or even now, what could you do for hours? The time just goes by and you don't even realize what time it is. That is something that you're passionate about. That is something that brings you joy, that you forget about the things in the world. So that is creative expression right there. So whatever it is that you could do for hours, you're not counting how long have I been doing this? Is this almost over yet? And then it says vulnerability. Listen to your vulnerable feelings as they contain wisdom and inspiration, and then pray for strength to focus on your priorities no matter what. So, okay, vulnerability. This is really hard to do, and I know because you guys have operated out of your head. And what this is telling you is it's time to start operating out of your heart. And you're like, Jesus Christ, if I do this, there's going to be no money there, Michelle. I'm not going to be able to support myself. I'm not going to be able. That is not true because it's saying editor. Your writing or other creative benefits from outside help and support. You guys are meant to write books. You are writers. If you are readers, you are writers. And nobody can tell a story like you can. And what you love and what you likes you back and wants you back. And this is the divine letting you know that it is safe for you to operate out of your heart. I'm sorry, earth signs, for whatever happened to you that you thought you weren't able to do this. And what this is saying is you don't have to do all head or all heart. You can combine the two. Use your head and your heart. And it's saying you could benefit by an editor, which means you need some help and support with this. You don't just write a book on your own, no help, no support, no nothing, and it's good to go. I'm finding out about the book writing world right now. So there are publishers you need to go to, editors, I forget what else. Like you could have a ghostwriter. There's like all kinds of things. Now, if you are interested, all you have to say around your phone is, I'm interested in writing a book, and stuff will start popping up. The people, the help, the support is out there. But it's saying your creative expression and your vulnerability is your greatest asset and gift. And I know it's hard to believe, but you are now entering into your vocation, which is your soul's purpose. And the divine does not leave you high and dry. People who aren't connected to the divine are the people who are the ones who leave you high and dry because they don't have the tools, they don't have the support to help you follow through. So I'm going to tell you an expression that I heard, which was so beautiful the other day. Team. Together, everyone achieves more. Together, everyone achieves more. You guys, we're all on the same team. We're not separate. And as long as you think you're in competition with other people, what happens is you are operating out of your head and not your heart, and you're comparing and competing against people, and you don't have to. You don't have to do that. So I'm going to give you a few more cards. I'm not giving them to you. It's coming out. So it says, it is safe for you to receive. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. So you guys, what this is saying is, I know that you're doers, go-getters, and you feel like you've had to, if anything were to happen, you had to make it happen. And I'm so sorry that you've had to survive like that. It's a hard way to have to live. And now this is the divine asking you to come back and try and go in the opposite direction. And it's okay to admit and to acknowledge that you don't know how to do everything. And when you are able to do that, to admit and acknowledge that you need some help and support with this, the people you want to go to are the people who respect your vulnerability, the people who realize that it's a gift that you're coming to them and asking them for their not just their support, their opinion. So let me try and word it in a way that maybe you guys, how would you feel if somebody came to you and asked you your opinion about a certain thing or a certain something? Usually you would feel honored. Like, somebody wants my opinion, somebody's asking what I think, they want to know what I believe in. This is a compliment. This is an honor. And to respect that. When people come to you, it's such a big deal. So when you reach out to other people, the people that you're meant to work with are the ones who know what a gift it is that you're coming to them, what an honor it is for you to be asking them, and that they value what they do, and they're not going to shame you or make you feel bad for not knowing. They're going to treat you in the same way if they were new at something and they wanted someone to treat them, which is with love and kindness and no judgment. And if somebody's not able to do that, it is not personal against you. It doesn't mean, oh, I'm not meant to do this. It means you're meant to find somebody else to help you. That is all. So it says unlimited ideas. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access and unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring you blessings. All you need to do is take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. It says all you need to do is take a divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. Sounds so easy. I know it sounds so easy. It is not. So what is the next right thing? What is the next right action? The divine God, spirit, your angels, your ancestors, whoever you believe in, whoever you pray to, they don't want you to harm or hurt yourself for money or for any other reason. If you are harming and hurting yourself to go to work, to make money, to support yourself, I can tell you right now, the divine does not want that for you. And the fact that if that's acceptable for you, I am so sorry. You need to be deprogrammed. It is not true. You don't have to harm or hurt yourself for money. If you have a family that is dependent upon you, this is scary shit. And it sounds crazy, but I promise you, if you are not able to stay true to yourself, what will happen is you will get physically ill first. It'll come out in your body. You will have anxiety. You will have depression. You will have stomach issues. You will have headaches. You will have physical ailments. It comes out in your body when you are not being true to yourself. Your body reacts before the words come out of your mouth. And a lot of times what happens is it has to get so physical, so loud for you to hear it. I get it. It happened to me too. I was abandoning myself for money. What does that mean? That meant I could not really say what I really thought. I felt like if I really said what I really thought, I wouldn't be working anymore. I wouldn't be able to do my job anymore. If you work at a place and they're like, we have an open door policy and we want you to come and express your opinion. And you know, if you really go and say what you really think, you're not going to work there anymore. That is not being true to yourself. If you are unable to remove yourself from this equation, if you are unable to get yourself out of this, the divine will step in. God will step in. You will lose your job. You will get fired. They will eliminate the position. You'll get in an accident. Something will happen to take you out of it when it's time, if you are not able to do that. Just so you know, you don't have to do it on your own. And just because I'm making you aware of some of the things that happen along this process, it doesn't mean go quit your job because Michelle said so. This means when the time is right, you will know it, you will feel it. And maybe you've started a side hustle and you're afraid that if you really do this, that you're not going to keep having creativity come to you. You will, I promise. It is a bottomless well. So it says block out distractions. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what is important. That is yourself. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly take them, block them out. So you guys, this is telling me that you don't allow yourself a lot of downtime because you're beers, because you're doers. Like, you can't just be. It's very hard for you. So some suggestions I can give you to block out distractions is put yourself in your calendar like you would if you had a doctor's appointment, if you had a dentist appointment, you were going to speak to somebody. Make yourself a priority, even if it's a half an hour a day. Start writing your book. You guys are writers. The world needs to hear what you have to say. I know I've said this to you guys before, but a lot of times we have to hear things multiple times over and over again before you're able to start, before you're able to believe, before you're able to trust. But your process has begun. You know that you're not in the place where you want to be forever. That is okay. If you cannot get yourself out of this, it will be done for you. This is your sign signing off for all the earth signs for the month of November. Sending you guys lots of love. If you're still watching, thank you so much.